Well, hello, PF.
Well, good morning, Gina. How are you?
I am very good. Whoops, hang on. I turned the volume all the way down. I just wanted to turn it down a little bit. I'm very good. How are you?
All right, thanks.
You're
Oh, I
welcome.
never
How was that?
commented on,
Hmm?
huh?
How was
Go
that
ahead.
meeting last night?
Oh my God. It was blow off your socks good.
It was
And
so
the
good.
questions were so awesome also.
Yep. I was talking with Gary this morning and I'm like, oh, I'm like, holy moly, because there's about 9 of us that put together to write a book. And I'm like, can he do an endorsement in the front of that book? And he's like, I don't know if we've got time, but I'll ask him. And I'm like, yes. I just thought he was, I have my grandbaby being born, so I'm going to miss both those classes. I can't hit either one of them, but I'm like, oh, because I so want to go network. I'm going to be in Vegas the month after. And I'm like, dang it. But it's good to have that on the radar. And I have heard before about Quest. The first time I ran across Quest was about 2015, maybe. I had a guy who talked to me about it, and he's like, you should really be involved in this one. Da, 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 da. And at the time, it was, when the student's ready, the teacher will appear. And this student was not there yet. So but now I'm like, oh yeah. So anyway, it was good. It was really good.
Yeah, yeah. It was, I'm always grateful for being in the team that Gary contacted me and said, hey, come over.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
every week it just amplifies that even more.
Yep.
It's like, so because I'm always honest, I'm gonna be very frank.
Bring
You
it
know,
on, honey. I love
I
it. I'd rather have real people than anything else.
yeah, I hate the expression when people say, to be honest, it's like, aren't you always supposed to be honest?
Exactly.
But
What kind of red flag are you raising here?
exactly, yeah. But in my case, I like using the word frank because it's like too blunt to
Mm-hmm.
take.
Mm-hmm.
So I am going to another group today.
Mm-hmm.
Another broker, a small independent broker. He's not really that small anymore, but he's focusing a lot on investment.
Mm-hmm.
So they're always trying to recruit me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go there. They're gonna have a live stream, so I'll be there in person. I guess part of the audience. But I was like, I have to have a defense mechanism. Because I know they're gonna try to. The team leaders calls me every once in a while and says, "How you doing? How's it going?" Blah blah. So I always try to kind of like deflect.
Right.
But so I was like, I gotta come up with like a defense shield.
Do you have one?
Now I do.
Oh, okay. What is it?
So
And
I'm
I
gonna
love,
say
hang on one
I am
second.
not even going. I'm sorry.
Hang on one second. What I want to say before, because I do want to hear this in 1 second. When what you're doing is very, very wise. You know the situation, you know what's gonna come up. And so you're like, boom, and now I have this. And it sets your whole mind and body at ease because no, I have a plan. All I have to do is do this because I know it's happening. So it's very, very wise what your process that you've gone through. So I want to hear it.
Yeah. So I came up with like, I don't even want to talk about or consider joining any other team until I have a $1 million GCI. Which in the Boston market is not that bad, but it's very competitive here too.
It is very competitive there too.
And then I was like, once I hit that, then I'm gonna say $2 million GCI.
5, it's a sliding scale. They're a small independent brokerage.
Yeah, there are a few.
Okay, so they're like maybe are they a regional, like a little regional where there's 3 or 4 of them in this little regional group or something? Is that what it is? Or is it just
Yeah,
one of?
I forget how he started, but he basically he was an accountant, so he got into real estate via investment. So that's like his first experience with real estate. And then he started
you-
hiring agents, and he became a broker. But I call it in small independent, but I think they have like 150 agents.
That's still a
So
small.
P.S. Have you thought of recruiting him?
Bam, that's where I was going. Thank you, Bree.
Me too.
Recruit him because, and I just watched a video by Rich Tomasini
Oh, I
about the
love him.
advantages of a broker. Oh, am I frozen?
No, you for a little bit.
Oh, not
He was
yet.
Brent, remember Bree? Bree?
I'm frozen.
She's froze still.
I'm
right.
frozen.
Okay, but I can kind of hear you. He was in our sprint, remember? Well, you'll come back. Okay, I think you're here. Yes, bring it on.
Okay. So Rich Tomasini had a video on why a brokerage should bring their brokerage to EXP. Because
And
Oh,
she
girl.
froze. There you go.
All right, so independent brokerages all over the place are coming over to EXP. Part of the reasons when she comes back, part of the reasons are they know the upcoming downturn is going to happen. They're not stupid. They can see it. They do not have the money to pour into the tech and everything else. Their agents are going to start leaving like crazy. They're stuck between doing massive compliance, which usually they don't like doing, and the overhead is insane. So when you put all those together, what we are is a centralized overhead place. So you don't have to deal with any of that. No licensing, no overhead, none of that kind of stuff. You still get to make money off every single person underneath you. So that part's taken care of. And you can expand because now you're free to expand, which before you have all the state regs and everything else, now you can expand nationwide like that. But rather than you explaining all that, all it would do is, hey, I really think my business partner lines up almost exactly with you and what you do. I think that you two should meet. Are you open to that? And that's it. And because Gary, as an independent brokerage owner prior to this, knows exactly the language to talk with those people. They'll go in your line. He'll just run with that ball with you. So, and if they think that they're going to recruit Gary, they will absolutely agree to that meeting. And then tee up Gary so he knows the situation. So like when I tee up Gary, I'm like, they do or do not know about EXP. You know, here's their expectations going into the meeting and here's who they are. So they, you know, either I've already done the whole entire spiel, just run home with it, or I've done no spiel, or this person does some weird investing stuff and I don't know if it's going to be a good match or not, who knows? And then, you know, we try and figure out that. But he's really good. The two keys to this are invite to our groups and our meetings and those kinds of things, and a three-way phone call or a Zoom with somebody in your upline. And you have a string of people that are very willing to sit down to put brokerages underneath you. And PF, if you have a brokerage underneath you, you can pretty much retire. Now, you won't because you like to work and all that, but you pretty much could. I'm not joking. You really, 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 really could. It's exactly. It's
Something
very,
to ponder
very-
on, because he's got a podcast going on and doing
That's it.
the investor tours and stuff
Would
like that.
he like to be on Gary's podcast?
Oh,
Bingo.
I don't know.
So many things to invite to. So that it's not recruiting on any level. It literally is invite and a three-way call. It's use those two tools back and forth to get that connection in. So
Yeah.
podcast people oftentimes love other people on their podcast. So hey, I think you guys should. I would totally use that in. I think you guys should talk. I know a guy that does podcasts also. It's also on investing. Can I hook the two of you up? Because there might be like, you guys might be able to do podcasts for each other or something. I don't know. And be very, you know what I mean? And then explain to Gary what the situation is and let him run.
That is an excellent plan for today.
Yay.
Yep.
Yeah,
So now
thank
you
you.
have so many tools in your tool belt that you don't have to worry about what if they're going to recruit me. You've got massive tools in your tool belt.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Cool beans. Very cool beans. Yep. So, all right, let's hear some good news.
My listing is going live on Wednesday.
Congratulations.
I think I figured out why I can't get the link to share from my MLS to Facebook, my Facebook business page. I don't know what to do about it, but I think I figured it out.
Cool.
It says that I have KW in there still,
Oh, all right. Good
but
to
I don't know how to get rid of them because I don't know the password.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So I don't know how many people on my Facebook, stupid, a lot of people, fake Facebook. And who knows, but I didn't know my password one time. And they sent me like photos of people and they're like, click on everybody you know. And I'm like, have no clue who you people are. And I was literally guessing too, like, hang on, I know that person and maybe I know you and you've lived in a city close to me. And so I literally had somebody else on, like my husband or somebody or my son, I don't know who was on Facebook also, like looking at my friends. I'm like, you gotta go quicker. You gotta find these people, man. To try and get back in. It was so stupid. But anyway, congratulations on your listing. All right, Bree or Liz, what kind of good news you guys got?
I've picked up 2 more properties to manage.
Nice.
So I've got photos today, and then we're going to list them this week.
Nice. Congratulations.
Thank
Liz,
you.
are you able to give us good news? If not, I'm going to make up some good news for you. Liz has gone mountain climbing and reached the apex of Mount. It's really tall in her neighborhood. Don't know how tall though. And up there met 5 clients who want to list today. There you go, Liz. You got good news. All right. My good news. What do I have? Well, I got my taxes done, but I think that was good news last week. We're doing an event for Toastmasters, and so we're doing it at Starbucks. So I'm emceeing it, which I'm really looking forward to. And we're playing a game called Best Worst Last First. And what that is you basically, everybody puts stuff in a hat like kiss, car, job, whatever, and then you pull out out of the hat like car. And then that person has to talk for 90 seconds, but 1 to 2 minutes on either their best car, their worst car, their last car, or their first car. And it just goes around. So we're doing that up at a Starbucks, but Starbucks love the idea so much up there. It's a little town. Ocala is this little town up there. Not that little, actually, bigger than mine. Anyway, they love the idea so much. They said, we want to give you guys this space every other month. Can you continue doing this? And so we're going to go test it out, see how it works and see if we like it and all. But if it does, we'll be emceeing it every other month up there, which is kind of a cool thing. And then that makes me, when I have time, I want to bring that concept into my area, because what Toastmasters allows me to do is go around to all the real estate offices, all the major employers. There's programs to, do your executives, would it benefit them to have more polished presentation skills? If so, we've got a 7-week program that we'll do for free with your group. So it gets me in front of a lot of people. Right now, I'm testing it out up in Ocala, which is about an hour north of my house. If everything works, once I get more time on my schedule, I will build a group down here. But I'm not there yet. But anyway, it's good news. So let me see. Good morning. Can't talk today, but she likes my take on good news. You can have it, Liz. It's all yours.
Is it true?
Is it true? We're going to make it true.
Okay.
Liz, it's true now. Go get your 5 people. We expect to see some big results from you from on top of that mountain high a lot or whatever it was. PF, what do you got for good news?
You said that this is a Toastmasters event.
Toastmasters group, yeah.
Okay,
Are you in
fantastic.
Toastmasters?
No, I looked into it before, and the night wouldn't have worked out for me. That they were meeting.
I did the research on so my area, there's nothing here that meets, well, there's nothing right here, but within maybe 45 minutes of my house, there's maybe, I don't know, 10 groups, but none of them match up time-wise with my schedule, none of them. So this one's an hour north. It meets Saturday morning at 8 o'clock, which does match up on my schedule. And it's just really nice. I grab my coffee in the morning. It's all country roads. So I put the top down, fly with coffee. Not joking. And go do the Toastmasters meeting and then come back here. But it's, I like the different Toastmasters groups feel very different. So I've been in some that are very rigid and precise, and this one's just really fun. It's a really, really fun group. And what I love about it, for you guys that don't know what Toastmasters is, it's a group that really works with you in a very friendly, encouraging environment to remove the ahs and ums from when you speak, and to be able to tell really good stories. Stories are the most effective. If you want to be the most effective communicator as humanly possible, stories cut through everything. They just cut through everything and they get right down to people's hearts. And it's really great in real estate when you have really good stories to tell. So as you're doing, I'm taking over this meeting, but I'm going to take it over anyway, and then we'll get into challenges here in a second. When you're telling stories, people begin to understand, and you're not battling them. Our brains are pre-wired and preconditioned to learn off of parables and stories. So for instance, when I have a client that wanted to overprice, I sat down and talked to him, and I told him the story about, gosh, I can't remember her name right now. Anyway, we had a property, and she insisted on pricing at the top end of the market against what we talked about. And then it was a battle because the market was falling down all around her, and she'd reduce the price, but she would only reduce it about 10K, which never put her into a new price bracket. We started that house at 280. I had to beat her up all the way head and shoulders. By the time we finally sold it, we were all the way down to 230, and the market had fallen that much around her. When she first listed it, we probably could have got 260, 265 for it. And the range was around 265 to 275. And she insisted on putting it in at 280, the top end of the market. Please do not do the same thing that she did. And it's stories like that, which they're just little tiny ones. But as you're doing your real estate, when something happens, just remember it, and remember it in story form, because it really helps to get that message through, instead of going, the market says that you're at 265. If we try and list it at 280, you're teaching, which is fine, that has its place. But when you tell a story, you really cut through. You really, really do. So remember that in your real estate, and develop your story skills, because it's a very effective way to communicate with people and to help them understand when they're at point A and they really need to be in point B. So,
I just
all right.
thought,
Pardon
when
me?
I just thought while you were talking about that, and we don't always, but sometimes we struggle with people wanting to cut our commissions.
Oh,
And, that's another way to do it, is say, okay, well, I was going to suggest that your house be listed at such and such, but let's drop it down to, let's say, instead of 265 to 245, and that will cut my commission.
I love that.
That's
Just a
very
thought
clever.
that was running through my head while you were talking about that.
I love that. That is very, very good. So, cool beans. Morning, Kay. How the heck are you?
I'm okay.
Awesome sauce. You got some good news for us?
Yes, I've decided that I am going to terminate my relationship with Kareem.
Okay. How do you feel?
A little scared, but I've decided that my time is more valuable than what she places on it, and I don't want to continue to do what I'm doing.
I am so proud of you and so happy for you. And I know that sounds like kind of weird, and it's not like I'm advocating like fire all your clients, because God knows that's not wise. And I really feel that you hit the nail on the head. She does not value your time, and I don't know if she ever will after all this time. And I value you highly, and I see you as much larger I think I see you as much larger than even, I think all of us would probably agree on this. We see you as much larger than you really see yourself. And I can almost guarantee you're going to pick up 2 to 3 more people with the extra time that you're going to have. I can almost guarantee it. Yep. So congratulations.
Time for change.
Yeah. Kudos to you.
And look what all
Kudos.
you've learned.
Congratulations, Kay. I was thinking about you all yesterday and today. So I'm so happy for you. I know it's tough, but proud of you for valuing yourself first. That you feel at peace with it too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I wrestled with it all night and then I finally said, okay, I was like talking to myself. It's like, okay, you've made a decision. You're not going to do this anymore. Right. Right. Okay. And then I went to sleep. Then I woke up this morning and it was the same voices again. And I just said, you know, you've made your decision, right? Yes, I've made my decision. So it's done.
Yep. Congratulations.
It'll be done today.
You know, even Gary and I were chatting this morning. Gary says hi, by the way.
Okay.
He's up in the South Carolina border, so he's already up this far. And I'm like, how you feeling? How you doing? Da, da, da. And then we were talking about last night's meeting. And he said, you know, the cool thing that Jay does is he doesn't ask anybody to please help him. He just says, this is how this thing is, and he doesn't chase. And when you stand confident with, this is how it works. Have you ever thought about investing in da, 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 da? And then you don't have to chase. People will come to you. The business will come to you.
Mhm.
And there is a thing when you stand confident with, no, this is how this works. You know, this is how the property sells. This is how we list. This is how we do this. This is how we do that. You know, there's just, I don't know, people are very attracted to that. And I am too, when I go to somebody and they're like, no, it doesn't work that way. It works like this. Okay, I'll just come right along. All right, that's how it works, because they know how it works. And I want to get from where I am to where they are. And if that's the way I do it, fine, let's go do it. You know, so kudos to you. Very much kudos to you. So congratulations. All right. Who's got a challenge? Who's got something?
Always have something, you know that.
Well, bring it on, girl.
No, right now I'm focused on the you know, on the listing. So trying to figure out how to get rid of that KW thing in my business Facebook is going to be part of it, but I at least have a go around. And I can copy and post that link from the collab out of the MLS and do it that way, or I can build a flyer in Canva and stick it in that way. I tried to, and I don't know if anybody saw it, I tried to do an event for the open house that's this weekend. And I didn't realize until I looked at it again this morning that Facebook changes your hours. So open house is only 2 to 4 hours. I mean, it's 2 hours usually. And I had set it up for Saturday from 2 to 4. I figure I'm going to do Saturday 2 to 4. I'm going to do Sunday 1 to 3. And created an event. The first thing I noticed is that it changed Saturday's date from Saturday the 3rd until the 7th. It changed it that way. And then it changed, I had from 2 to 4 p.m. It changed, it would go back and forth. I'd fix one and then it would change the other. So I put 2 in, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. It changed it to 2 a.m. to 4 p.m. When I rechanged it to 2, yeah, pull out your hair, Kay. Changed the 2 a.m. back to 2 4 p.m. Then it changed the 4 p.m. to a.m.
Look,
So
I think you should leave it for as soon as the bars close at 2 a.m. They go right to your open house.
yeah, I don't think my clients will like that though. So anyway, I canceled it just a little while ago because I couldn't get it to fix. And I put a note in the description, whether it stays there or not, and said that this event will continue on Saturday from from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. However, Facebook keeps changing this, and that's why it's being canceled. So I don't know if it'll stay there or not, but that's a challenge. Facebook's a challenge.
It is on occasion. I'm wondering if there's anybody on the team that like knows Facebook really well that you can reach out to go, look, can you just like Zoom with me to see this stupid thing? So I can click around here and you can tell me click here, click here.
Yeah, I don't know. I always feel bad when I do that because I feel like I don't know enough. That's what it boils down to. I don't know enough. So I feel stupid, and bothering people when you feel stupid because you don't know enough, whatever.
Kathy, I'm the same way. I mean, I've watched video by video. I've been to more classes on how to post on Facebook and do all this stuff on Facebook. And it is like torture for me.
Yeah. And I mean,
every time I go in, I feel like I screw it up. I can't figure out how to do a link. I'm like ignorant, and I hate being incompetent. And that's what it makes me feel like.
yeah, but I know you're getting better. I know I'm getting better. And I know that because sometimes I'm back to the point that I can help other people. I can't always explain it, but and I can probably help you with the link. Okay.
How do you feel when you help other people, Kathy? Out of curiosity.
I always feel good.
Yeah.
How do you
Always.
think they feel when they help you?
All right. Point taken.
Saying.
They should feel good too. Hopefully they don't feel bothered, but I come a lot. Hey, what about this? Sorry to bother you again.
When I was younger, I've had a lot of jobs. I mean, a lot of jobs, and they've run a huge range of what they were. And I mean, just across every field, like every position, I've done everything from drive a forklift to full on accounting to working in teaching to, God, I don't know what else. I mean, I really run the gamut. Dispatching, housekeeper, I just run the gamut. And every single time single time I would flip over to a new position, and I've moved a lot also. My ex moved a lot, so I ended up moving, so that lots of new jobs with that. And I always feel like an incompetent idiot, and I hate it at the beginning because it's like, please explain this, please explain this, please explain this, please, how do you do this, how do you do, and it makes me crazy. But when I've gone to them and said, and apologetically said, I'm so sorry, I know I'm a pest, how do I do this? Almost every single time the feedback has been, my God, you're the fastest learner I've ever worked with my entire life. And the feedback is always super positive when I actually admit I feel like a moron, because here I am again. But I also know me, and I know in the beginning I'm going to ask a billion questions, and then I'm going to pretty much have it grasped, and then I'm probably going to screw something up royal because I think I have it grasped and I really don't, and then I will actually have it learned. Like, that's just my process. But I gotta go ask a lot of questions. Now, here's the other side of it. When I started in real estate, the first company said, we'll train you on everything. And they trained me on a contract, but then that's it. Second company, we'll totally train you. Line me up with a girl who's like, I'm not training you squat, you figure it out.
At least they admitted it.
Yeah, she was nasty. And then pissed because I outsold her 2-1 and she was their top agent, right? And I mean, pissed. And I was like, tough damn cookies. Like, you could have helped me, but you didn't want to. But then the third company, which really did train me, those other companies, they could have had rock star. I'd have stayed with them and we would have rock and rolled whatever we rock and rolled, right? But they didn't, because they didn't want to do it. So if people don't want to help you, it's their loss. It's not yours. It's really theirs. Because I don't know about you, but for me, when people help me, I'm grateful. I want to help back. I want to pour back out and I want to give. And the tide rises with all the boats and all that kind of good stuff. And you guys are the same way. You guys are altruistic with really big hearts, and you give and you care. So
want to hear something that I did? Thank you for that, by the way.
You're welcome. Yes, of course I do.
You want to hear a little tiny thing while I was gone?
Yes.
As I got into Michigan, that was the first goal, to get to Michigan. Sorry about that. I got there earlier than I wanted to because I left later than I wanted to, etc. Stopped and had breakfast in Ann Arbor. And it turned out that the place that I went to was right around the corner from the hospital that my uncle was in when he passed away, just before my little brother did. So I wondered why everything looked so familiar, and then saw that. Anyway, the lady that was in there when they opened had her son in there working, and he was, I think, around 12, all very energetic, so sweet. You could see he was just looking for anything and everything he could do, right? Well, he brought the water to the table, he brought the menus, and I was watching him during all this. Well, waitressing was one of those things that I did as well, right? And he was trying to figure out, a table came in with 3 people in it, and he was trying to figure out how to get all the water over to them. And I realized it was his mom later, say, "You're going to need to make 2 trips." Later on, before I left, I called him over. I said, "I saw this. Do you want to know how you do that?" And showed him how to carry 3 glasses. Well, no, not that way, with one hand.
Underneath, okay.
Yeah, with one hand. So you put the 2 in the front and the 1 on the heel of your hand that way.
Okay.
I said, but you're going to have to practice without anything in it so that you don't do something silly.
Mhm.
That's how you do it.
Aw,
And I just thought it was so cute.
I love that.
He was just so sweet and so energetic, and not a second did he want to sit around, and he just looked and looked and looked for more things to do. It was awesome.
I like that kid.
Me too.
Yeah, what a cool thing though. That's really, really sweet.
Yeah.
See, I love your story. And the thing that I love your story is about you helped some little kid who didn't ask for it, wasn't expecting it, was looking for it, but didn't know where his teacher was. And there you were. And you have the experience because of the prior waitressing to be able to do that. I don't know how to do that. I mean, I carry 3 glasses like this. And if they're dirty like this, but
Yep.
but I don't know. I didn't know about this.
Well, and it doesn't work with all. It depends on the size and what, if a coffee cup 3, you wouldn't want to do it because 1, it's hot. But, usually can do it that way.
Yeah. That's very cool. That's very cool. And having never waitressed, I have no waitressing skills. That was the one thing in food service. I was like, oh, hell no, I'm not doing that. But anyway.
I made good money when I waitressed.
Everybody I know did too. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I never want to work in food service. I don't want to smell like food. I like food. I don't want to smell like it. So I never did it.
I never did
only
fast
thing I
food. I never did fast food, but I did restaurants. And I paid for my Camaro in cash from my tips
Congrats.
when I worked at a pancake house in Colorado.
Congratulations. Nice. Cool. Very cool. All right, y'all. It's 9:05. I'm going to get on it so I can get my brevity caught up and my lead generation done. Hope that you guys have amazing weeks. Oh, I want to know something. Well, I got you guys right here real quick. When I go to Washington State, when the baby's being born, which is anytime between, who knows, 9:15, I really hope not, to 10:15, date wise, can I call on you guys to like lead one day? I'll do the Friday or whatever, but if it's like a Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday, can I call on you guys? Like, it'll be like last minute, like I'm in the hospital today. Can you lead the group tomorrow?
Sure.
Yay. Okay. So I already told Gary, I'm going to miss some meetings and stuff, what I can. I'll still be working, but I'm going to like slide back on a bunch of stuff. Because I just don't know. And if I have a screamer, and I'm not sleeping and I can grab some sleep, I'll probably do it. Anyway, so, all right. Cool beans. Have an amazing day. I adore you guys. Actually, screw it. I love all y'all. I hope you guys' days are amazing.
Yours as well. Kay,
Congrats so much, Kay. Really,
call
really.
me.
Yep.
Okay.
You all have a good one.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, Ellen.
All right, bye everyone.
9 p.m.